Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Masud. In today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different. With what's gone on in the world in the past year, it's made me think a lot about where we are actually headed. I wanted to make this video as a prediction, so my prediction about how the world will be in 30 years' time, so 2050. I think that this year has shown us how much control that the government has and how much influence they can have on our freedom. I think younger people, especially like myself and people like the millennials, Gen Z and Gen Y, have definitely been less receptive to their propaganda. So wearing the masks and just generally instilling fear in people. I think that it's only older generations of people, or older populations of people currently, which have a fear over what's going on and generally are affected by what the media is telling them. And the reason why is, of course, because they've grown up with people telling them what to do, like the government and like media companies and people publishing messages, subliminal messages through advertising and TV and general broadcasting, telling people and influencing, controlling their behavior. It's all about control, and I think the government's messages of stay at home and wear a mask and all of this stuff is literally just to control your behavior. And anyway, as I say, it's been more affecting older people. I'd say like over the age of like 40, 45. All of those people that I know right now, they're all like panicking. Whereas younger people, where I see like, my friends and just people I know who I see, they don't really care that much. They're kind of tired and sick of it. And I think that the reason why is because generally younger people are more informed. And that's because we have the internet. We have so much information available to us that we know that all this stuff that they're saying, we can kind of push back through our communities online. People are generally aware and observant of what's going on. And tactics that the government employs to basically to control people. I mean, one example is like the media. So the news that comes on every night now and reports the COVID numbers, those numbers that people see, they're generally not the exact figures. They're just estimates. And one example I'll give is just off that. I can't really tell you this, but I had someone that I saw in my workplace who was a lead nurse at a hospital, and apparently they had been the nurses at the hospital during the lockdown at the height of COVID, when all the pressure was on hospitals. The government apparently emailed. Apparently there was an email that went round to all of the healthcare staff to say that to put all the unassociated deaths under COVID. So if you basically died with through a heart failure or kidney failure or whatever, because there's no time to do a post-mortem assessment, then you kind of there's no time, so we're just going to put you under COVID. So basically that's just going to ramp up the numbers. And then they show that to the media and they show that to people, and then people just panic. What's the point of that? It doesn't make any sense. All it's doing is just basically manipulating your behavior to do what the government wants you to do. And even some people, you might think that I'm like a conspiracist or something, but I'm not. I'm not a conspiracist. I'm not a crazy guy. I literally only speak the truth, and I only speak about things that I understand and I'm confident about. And I do believe this probably did happen. There are probably reports and research papers out there to prove this, but of course it's probably so obscure that people don't really tend to look into it. Anyway, coming back to the point, younger people and older people are different, so different in terms of their behavior, and the reason why is because of the internet. The internet has allowed my generation and younger people to generally understand the critical things that are going on in the world today and find a way to improve it. So I think the technology that younger people are working on nowadays, like blockchain technology, it's more about decentralization compared to centralization, which is what we're used to. Decentralization is more about having and empowering people to take control of what they want to do. For example, the banking industry is run by the private bank and the government. The money that they're printing, the debt that they're creating is basically going to affect all young people. The reason why they're doing that is basically to save us, or to save themselves actually, from their own behavior and what they've done over the past like 20, 30, 40 years, since being able to create money and inject it into the system, causing inflation, which affects younger people because you can't afford things because the prices go up and they're not in correlation with wages. So basically, young people don't tend to prosper unless they come from a wealthy family. Again, another issue, inequality. So I think in 2050, it's going to be more equality. I think there's going to be a lot more of a stronger presence of culture, especially from minority backgrounds like Black, Asians, and other backgrounds. They're going to be more prominent in society compared to today, just because of what's going on and what has gone on this year and previous years. I think younger people are generally more truth seekers, and they're more transparent. They want to help people, they want to do good, and they're less about like capitalist nature, like, you know, just taking advantage and doing what you want to have power. It's more about like a socialist kind of thinking. I think that's what younger people are like. Sorry about that, that's the toilet pipes. But yeah, as I say, so the government and the younger people are generally more truth seekers. So that means that they're going to basically make the world a way better place than it actually is. I think technology is going to have a big part to play in that. As I say, blockchain technology, tech is generally going to have a way bigger presence in our lives than even today. Of course, this is just a start. The end of retail, or the high street retail, I think that's going to change a lot as well. Online is basically taking over the world, and I think like people are going to be so immersed, the next generation, in the online space that they're going to look for an experience offline. As crazy as it sounds, offline is probably the new escape from online. If you haven't already realized, like basically being away from your phone or the internet is something that people need to do. It's an escape, which is crazy because only like in 1990 or 1980, people used to use the internet in the 90s to escape from the real world. So it's crazy how like it switched back to, it's basically done a whole switch around, which is amazing, I think. So yeah, the next thing that I think that's all I really wanted to say. Let me just get, no, that's it. I think that's last thing. I think, yeah, the leaders of the world will probably change. It might be like a social media superstar, not a celebrity. I think someone who's probably like the people support. I don't know what, but yeah, it's gonna be definitely gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be cool to enjoy the ride. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you wanted to share what you had to say on this topic and you had a prediction as well, I'd love to know. Apart from that, make sure you stay tuned, like my videos, subscribe, because I'm gonna be making more great videos for you. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.